What if I tell you that an advanced civilization ruled our planet thousands of years ago? Well, the evidence are all over the place, but the mainstream academia still refuses to accept it. The true history of our race is not so simple as it looks. For example, there is an ancient Indian book called the Surya Siddhanta, whose author is unknown. But what is intriguing about it is the fact that it talks about gravity way before our current civilization set its eyes on the skies. The Sanskrit term for gravity is the Gurutvakarsan. It is made up of two root words, Gurutva and Akarshan. Gurutva means heavy, and Akarshan means attraction. So the term Gurutvakarsan literally means that really heavy objects have an attractive force or influence. This is important because Sanskrit is probably the oldest language in the world. And in their vocabulary, they have a word which perfectly defines the force of gravity, which many people believe to be a modern discovery. It is time that we acknowledge our ancestors and give them due credit.
Throughout human history, countless civilizations have looked to the skies and wondered about their place in the cosmos. Ancient India, with its rich historical remains and advanced philosophical traditions, offers some of the most compelling narratives that suggest the potential presence of extraterrestrial influences. Could the myths and legends of this ancient land hold secrets far beyond human comprehension? Let's dive deeper, unraveling threads that weave a tale of cosmic intrigue. The Vedic texts, foundational to ancient Indian culture, describe a universe that is not only vast, but teeming with life. They articulate a cosmology that aligns remarkably with modern astronomical findings. The Rig Veda, for instance, speaks of countless worlds or lokas and celestial entities. This multidimensional universe reflects a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos, raising questions about how such advanced knowledge was attained. What if this knowledge was not a mere product of human imagination? Could the seers who composed the Vedas have been guided by beings from other worlds? These texts repeatedly emphasize communication between the heavens and earth, as though describing an ongoing exchange of knowledge with celestial beings. Were they mapping the stars, or were they charting the pathways of interstellar travelers? The building blocks of life, including DNA, may have been seeded on Earth by extraterrestrial sources. Ancient Indian texts often attribute the creation of humanity to divine intervention. The Rig Veda refers to the Purusha, a cosmic being whose body is the source of all creation. Could this narrative be a symbolic representation of genetic manipulation by advanced beings? Further supporting this idea is the story of the Dashavataras, or the 10 incarnations of Vishnu, which some researchers interpret as an evolutionary timeline. Starting with aquatic forms and culminating in advanced human forms, this sequence intriguingly parallels modern evolutionary theory. Was this an ancient attempt to encode knowledge of humanity's extraterrestrial-guided evolution? If so, what was the purpose of this intervention? Could humanity itself be an experiment conducted by cosmic travelers? Recent studies in genetics and molecular biology reveal patterns that hint at external influences. The complexity of DNA, with its intricate coding and self-repairing mechanisms, continues to baffle scientists. What if these mechanisms were not the result of chance, but of deliberate design? The texts of ancient India, with their accounts of gods creating humans, may hold clues to this enigma. Serpents are a recurring motif in ancient Indian texts, often symbolizing knowledge, immortality, and cosmic energy. The Kundalini energy, represented as a coiled serpent, aligns closely with the double helix structure of DNA. Could the serpent in Indian lore signify an ancient understanding of DNA, perhaps imparted by extraterrestrial beings? The parallels between modern genetic science and ancient symbols are striking. Could these motifs, repeated across cultures, represent a universal message encoded by an advanced intelligence? If the serpent represents DNA, then perhaps its placement in historical contexts hints at a knowledge of life's ultimate blueprint. a knowledge far beyond what ancient humans could have independently discovered. Many ancient Indian texts describe gods descending from the heavens in flying chariots known as Vimanas. These vehicles, detailed in texts like the Ramayana and Mahabharata, are often described with mechanical precision. For instance, the Samarangana Sutradhara, a 12th century Sanskrit treatise, provides technical guidelines for constructing and operating Vimanas, including propulsion systems that sound strikingly advanced even by today's standards. These descriptions seem too precise to dismiss as mere allegory. Were these Vimanas a metaphor for spiritual journeys, or were they physical crafts piloted by beings from beyond the stars? Could these flying chariots have been ancient spacecraft and their occupants visitors from another world? The details are tantalizingly specific, a fact that invites awe and trepidation in equal measure. Among the most dramatic tales in Indian texts are those of celestial battles between gods and demons. These conflicts, described in texts like the Mahabharata, involve powerful weapons that bear eerie similarities to modern nuclear technology. The Brahmastra, for instance, is depicted as a weapon of unimaginable destruction, capable of annihilating entire armies. These celestial battles often seem less like myth and more like an account of advanced warfare. The Mahabharata describes the aftermath of a Brahmastra as a scene of devastation. The air filled with ash, water boiling, and survivors afflicted with mysterious illnesses. Could this be a depiction of radiation poisoning following the use of advanced weapons? Were these weapons evidence of a prehistoric arms race fueled by alien intervention? Could these battles represent actual conflicts between factions of extraterrestrial beings witnessed and recorded by ancient humans? Perhaps Earth served as a battlefield for cosmic powers, with humans as collateral damage or unwitting participants. The descriptions of aerial dogfights involving Vimanas, the deployment of energy-based weapons, and the catastrophic outcomes suggest a level of technological sophistication that defies the historical timeline of human civilization. Were these battles waged to secure resources, assert dominance, or settle interstellar rivalries? The implications are profound and unsettling. If the narratives from ancient Indian texts are viewed through this lens, they suggest that humanity's development was not solely an earth-bound endeavor. The advanced astronomical knowledge, intricate descriptions of flying crafts, and symbolic references to DNA-like structures point to the possibility of contact with extraterrestrial intelligences. Why would these beings have intervened? Were they benevolent guides, or did they have their own agenda? Such interventions might not have been isolated incidents, but part of a larger cosmic plan. Could our planet be one of many seeded with life, observed and occasionally influenced by an advanced intelligence? This perspective does not diminish the achievements of ancient Indian civilization, but rather adds a new dimension to its legacy. It invites us to re-examine myths and legends as potential historical records of a time when humanity was not alone in the universe. What if the gods of Indian mythology were not divine beings, but advanced entities whose technology and knowledge appeared godlike to early humans? As we advance scientifically, the mysteries of the past continue to haunt us. The intricate carvings of Vimanas, the cryptic verses of the Rig Veda, and the cosmic battles of the Mahabharata all point to a deeper truth, one that modern science is only beginning to uncover. Are we the legacy of a cosmic experiment? Did advanced beings guide the trajectory of human evolution and civilization? And if they did, what was their ultimate goal? These questions linger, their answers tantalizingly close, yet shrouded in the mists of time. The idea of extraterrestrial influence on ancient India's culture and mythology is both fascinating and provocative. By examining Indian texts with fresh eyes, we can recognize the potential presence of advanced knowledge and technology, whether through the celestial Vimanas, the symbolism of serpents, or the cosmic vision of the Vedas, ancient India's heritage continues to inspire and challenge our understanding of humanity's place in the cosmos. As we ponder these mysteries, one thing becomes clear. The ancient stories of India are more than just myths. They may be fragments of a forgotten history, one that hints at our cosmic origins and a future yet to be written. The truth may be out there, waiting for us to uncover it. If only we dare to look beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary.